Okay, so take a minute and ask yourself, what levels of healing do you work on right now? What levels of healing do you work on? Are you on the spiritual, the emotional, the physical, or the energetic? Post it in your chat. And it's okay just to realize, oh, I only heal on one level. So I have someone saying all 4, someone saying 3, all in a little bit, someone energetic. Oh, Jane, you're so sweet. Jane's saying, just start over, it's okay. Someone's saying on the spiritual and emotional level. Someone's saying physical, mostly. Don't know, all 4. Some say physical, but I know there's so much more. I think spiritual and emotional, great. So you have an idea right now whether you're working on all 4, 2, 3, 1. And that's what you need to know. What level do you work on? Because if you understand what level you're really working on, you know how to build out the other levels. So let's go into each level. Let me explain them to you and then tell you what kinds of questions you would ask to help the client get clarity. So on the spiritual level, why we want to connect to that. So first of all, when we work on the spiritual level, what we receive is pure knowledge. We are out of the storytelling our clients might be saying to us. But we are getting what is available, what's possible, and also guidance from the person's soul to help us understand where we need to be. Why you want this information is this is the place where you see gaps between what's possible for your client and where they are right now. And like I told you, the difference is between what's possible and where they are is where the discontent is where the suffering is coming from, is where they're not stepping into their full self. How you can read this and understand it more and change it for them. So for instance, let me give you a scenario. Someone comes in and they say, I hate my job, I hate my husband, I kicked the dog today, I just feel so bad about myself. And it's all my mother's fault. Now, I can go down the stream of trying to figure out how it's all their mother's fault, but that's really not going to help them. What is going to help them is if I tap into their spiritual self, into their soul, and say, what is possible for this person? So I get a bigger picture of what is possible for this person. And then I might ask the soul, so why are they not there? What's getting in the way of them living into this bigger purpose? And I might get some insights. So when I go back to my client, what I'm going to say is, okay, here's what I understand. You're discontent with your life. You feel lost, mad, sad, angry, all of that. Because at some point, you understand you are meant for better things or different things than what you're living your life right now. And then you pause and you get your client to see that, to understand that. And once they do, then you can step in with, here's what we're going to do to help heal this gap for you. So, I might, in this scenario, I might paint the picture of what's possible. Here's what I see when I tapped into your soul. Here's what your soul showed me. Here's what the Spirit said. Here's what guidance I got. So I paint the picture of what's possible, because the first thing that does is when they can step into the possibility, they release their stuck, where they're stuck. And they release one level of it. Energy is like peeling back the layers of an onion. We have to peel back, peel back, peel back so that we get that powerful flow going again. So now what I might say is I might go in and figure out where are all the blocks. I might ask them some emotional questions. I might ask them some energetic questions, like where in your body do you feel stuck? What hurts you? What's in pain all the time? Because our body holds clues for us, so we want to use them. And then I would put together a plan for them. But you see, now I'm not helping them on, you know, I hate my husband, I can't stand my job, I blame about my mother. I'm helping them to see what's possible in where they currently are and how they can close that gap. Which then typically leaves your client feeling great, leaves them feeling excited, leaves them feeling like they have possibility again. And that right there is a shift that just took place. And then I use the rest of the session to do more shifting. So that's how it works on the spiritual level. That's why it's important to use your intuition. That's why it's important as a healer to make sure that you are growing your intuition. So on the emotional level, what you learn is what beliefs clients are holding, what trauma they may have gone through, where are they stuck in their story or in their life. So I told you this client came in and said, oh, and it's all my mother's fault. So what do you think they're doing or not doing? Post in the chat. When they say, oh, it's all my mother's fault, or it's my husband's fault, or my kids are crazy, what do you think that they're doing? Take a minute, think about it, and post in the chat. Ugh, this thing is so... I don't know why this keeps moving forward when I'm not asking it to. Okay, so let me just see if I can get up to the chat without moving the slides again. There is hurt underneath. Yes, absolutely. They're projecting blame on others and not taking responsibility. Bingo. When we place blame and not take our responsibility on ourselves, you cannot help somebody because they're not in the energy of accepting the role they're playing. So if your client is still blaming it on everyone else, guess what? You're going to work on having them see what their role is. Yep, I understood you had a bad childhood. But how are you letting that impact you today? What could you do differently being an adult of your life? Those are the kinds of questions that you begin to ask them to turn the energy back to them so that they can see that they have power. When we place blame with others, what we're really doing is giving them our power, and we don't want to do that. We want to own our own power because we're the only ones that can amplify our power, own it, and continue to build it so that we can have more impact in the world. When we place blame, we're giving our power away, so it's really hard for you as a healer to help that person. So what you want to do on the emotional level is ask a whole lot of questions. And they should be inquiry questions, asking them so they pause and they have to think about it. Asking them questions like, what could be different if you did this? What's possible if you let go of that? How is that running your life? Those are all questions that has the person think. And once they answer those questions, you don't want to move off them. You want to ask a deeper question. So for instance, if they say, well, I continue to blame my mother, and how it really impacts me is I feel powerless. Great. What would it look like if you had your power back? I don't know. I never had your power. I never had power. Think about a time in your life when you did, because at some point you had your power. So you want to bring them back to what their power might feel like. But you see, I didn't keep asking different questions. I took one powerful question and asked more about it. Because that's how you're going to drill down to really understand what's going on for the person. Okay. So now we're going to go to the energetic level. I love the energetic level. This is, for me, the energetic level is like a playground. The energetic level is basically what's between you, your physical body, and soul. So it's not the energy that's residing in the physical body. It's the energy that might be right outside of the physical body. Some people refer to this as auras. Some people refer to it as the etheric level. What I like to say is any of the energetic levels that exist between you and soul. And the reason being is that after the last, over the last 3 to 4 years, I have learned so much about crystal grids and where our energy resides outside of ourselves, that just by saying, oh, we have these auras, or it's your etheric level, is too limiting. Our energy is in many different places, and we get to master it and work with it to be able to create and manifest lives that we want. But in this case, what you're really doing is looking for where the blocked energy is between your client and what they desire. So now, if I was to go back and use the example of the client that says, I hate my job, I hate my husband, the kids are a mess, and my mother's to blame. And maybe I now have that person really owning that they're the only common denominator in all of those scenarios. So what's wrong? What's challenging with them? And I've shown them what's possible and where they are today. Now what I want to do is look at what is in that energetic gap. So this is where learning how to track energy, learning how to identify where are the energetic patterns of this person living? What's lit up? What isn't lit up in their energetic field? That's a lot of how we begin to release blocked energy. When you see that you have blocks, and some people sense it, some people see it, some people just know it, it doesn't matter how you see it. What you want to do is release the blocks. And sometimes you want to understand what the blocks are, and sometimes you don't even want to tell the client what the blocks are because you don't want to bring that energy back to them. They have an affinity for that energy, and they'll bring it right back if you begin to tell them what the blocks are. Now, there's all sorts of ways to clear and release energy blocks, and there's all sorts of ways of working in the energetics. And this is some of my newest work, working with crystal grids and patterns and energy healing bowls and crystal beds. And so it's too much to cover today, but here's what you need to know to learn. That when you want to do deep and meaningful healing, you have to work on these energetics between what exists between the soul and what exists with the parent. I mean, the person's physical body, because that's where real change will take place. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second before I go on to physical, because I saw someone post something, but now I can't get my chat box up. So here's what you have to love about me. Because I'm in the energetics, I'm so highly energetic that electronics never quite work around me the way they're supposed to work. And I have people sitting beside me thinking I'm making a mistake all the time. And I'm like, no, look. And it's so fun because they'll start to see like, oh, really? It actually, she's doing the exact right thing, but it's not responding in that way. So just know that when your vibration gets higher too, you might have some challenges. So Connie's asking, how can I learn how to feel their blocks? I know more about muscles. So Connie, this is going back to the question between what's at the soul, what's possible at the soul, and where the person is. And then either seeing, sensing, or knowing, or asking the soul, where is this person blocked? And what, you might even get information around what are the blocks. Are their bodies giving you information? So this actually is great because it leads right into the next one. We're talking about the physical level. When you scan the body, you find blocks in chakras, blocks in joints, fluid energies. Fluid energies are energy that has come into us when we were younger to help support us. But these fluid energies are no longer supporting us. So they're getting in our way of having what we want. So we want to release that. And then you also see negative belief patterns live in the body. So the body speaks to us all the time. The body tells us what's wrong. So the first thing you can do is look at where's the blocked chakras. So if they're talking about love, emotional issues, chances are their heart chakra is blocked. But also, more importantly, chances are their first chakra is blocked, their survival chakra, their right to be here chakra. Because if they can't let in love, it's because they don't think they deserve love. So when you work with the body, you can do this one or two ways. You can, one, scan over the body and just feel the change of energy. And you will be able to feel it. It will either go hot or cold. Your hand won't move over the body. It just locks on, it gets stuck. Or you'll just know like, oh, there's such a denseness here. Or if you are sentient, and a sentient person is somebody that actually moves into someone else's energy field and begins to feel it within their own body. And a lot of times that begins to show up. So my body begins to feel what their body's feeling. And so it gives me clues of where to look, what to do, what to release. Now, our body also, different parts of our body represent different things. Ankles represent flexibility. Hips represent moving forward. The chakras each have something that it represents. When we have joint pain, massive joint pain, it's usually because there's so much stuck energy in the physical body that it starts backing up into the joints. If you have organ challenges, it's usually the same thing. And you might say, well, how do people back up energy? The number one reason people have stuck and blocked energy in their body is because they swallow their words, they swallow their emotions, and they never let that energy out. From very early on in our life, we have been taught to be polite, to be kind, to be nice. And what that has led to is us being able to stuff our feelings, stuff our thoughts, not want to say something that might hurt somebody else, but it's our truth. And so a lot of people, especially in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and above, have a lot of blocked energy in their physical body, and it comes out as illness and pain. What you want to know is it blocked energy? Is this energy stored based on a trauma that they experienced? And then what you work on is releasing it and increasing flow into the body. Now, you could have that happen right as you're in having a conversation with them. Or You can have them on a massage bed and run energy that way. I love to help coaches learn how to do energy healing right as they're working with a client. And I love to help healers figure out how to heal at these levels so that they shift the energy faster. The person gets more healing from you. Because it's important to know that if you heal on these 4 levels, you're going to begin to create dramatic change for that person. So I want to ask you a question. What's your limiting belief? Because we all have them. What's your limiting belief about healing on all the different levels? Even if you say, yep, I healed today on all 4 levels, there's always a limiting belief. I even to this day hold limiting beliefs. Sometimes when my guide showed me something new, I'm like, oh, that can't be possible. I usually go there first, and then I have to clean away the belief to actually get involved in the work. So what's your limiting belief about healing on all 4 levels? And let me put the chat on. I'm just going to get a drink of water. So I don't trust my intuition. Nobody will want to come back to me. Oh my gosh, so many healers I talk to have that as an issue. Who is she to know about this? So if someone's challenging your credibility or your abilities. Oh, this is a great one. When I work with sick people, I will also get sick because I feel their emotions. That's so typical because most healers are extremely empathic. We pick up the other people's energy. So we want to make sure that we are moving their energy. And when we're done with the session, we remove their energy from us. So before, when I said I was sentient, when I used to start to feel my client's energy, I would get nervous. Now I use it as, oh, it's just here to give me clues on how bad or how hard or how difficult this feels for them, or how much the block is, how heavy it is, or how dense it is. And when I'm done, the first thing you want to do is let it go. Like, you're done doing the healing and you say, okay, any energy that's not mine, I release now. And you say it with a lot of intention. Once you say it with a lot of intention, this energy will release for you. I love this. Not trusting myself. I have to limit my access to people because I'm so sensitive. I would say that up until now, you might have had to do that, but the more you begin to master your own energy, to create energetic boundaries, and to be able to use your intuition so you don't have to feel everything that your client's feeling, then the more powerful you can become. People will not see me as a healer. They will think I am weird. Oh, so here's what I want to say to you guys. When I started this 20 years ago, yes, people thought I was crazy. My parents thought I joined some sort of cult. I like hid in the closet. I would only tell some people about it. And what I began to trust is the more and more I did my work, the more and more I just stood in it and said, okay, if you think I'm crazy, I must be. But I also know I'm helping people. Like, I'm not out there to prove anything other than being in my own power and using my own healing. When we start to make what other people think about us matter to us, then that's when we are giving them our power on a silver tray. And you don't want to do that. And you know, here's the thing. In our world, we all have different perspectives. We all make judgments about each other. But here, when you are doing your work and you are helping to transform people, those judgments aren't going to matter, because you will feel so amazing because of the work you're doing and the lives you're touching. Someone said, I feel it at a small scale, but I really want to blossom. So ask yourself, what's the belief that's in the way of you blossoming? What is it? There's a belief there. If you're stuck, it means you have limiting beliefs, and we want to see what the limiting beliefs are. All right. I want you to get super clear on one limiting belief you have right now. And then I want you to identify, is it on the spiritual, the physical, the energetic, or the emotional level? And post where it is in the chat. Ugh. Okay. Emotional level, yep. If you believe no one's going to want to see you, stuck energy on the energetic level, emotional level, emotional, mental, great. So now you understand the majority of you are feeling it on the emotional level, meaning you have some beliefs that are in your way of you stepping into your greatest potential. I want you to name the belief. And then what you're going to do is set the intention that you get to release it right now. And then close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, and I'm just going to help shift some of that energy for you. Okay, and when you're ready, take another deep breath. I want you to bring yourself back to present time and present place. And now, in this moment, I want you to write an affirmation that supports a new belief that you want right now. We're out with the old. We want to create something new for ourselves. What are you committing to believing about yourself? Post it in the chat. I will succeed at this at all levels, financially also. Great. I love that, Connie. That's your commitment to you. I trust in my intuition and it flows through me easily and freely. Excellent, Katie. New clients and money come fast and easily to me. When you work at these levels with your clients, what happens is their life begins to transform so dramatically that other people in their lives begin to notice them. And they'll begin to ask questions. What's going on? What are you doing? Who are you seeing? How do I get some of that? And most of the time, 99% of the time, people are happy to send other people your way because they want their friends and family to grow and share and shift as well. I love this. I am more than capable and supported on all levels to fulfill my desires and purpose. I have more than enough and not too much. I don't like that and not too much. I want you to say, I have more than enough. And enough of what? Enough of clients, enough of healing capabilities. What is enough? I have the capacity to step into all the new avenues and experience of power that are mine and available to me now. Love that. People want to be healed by me because of my life experiences and compassion. I want you to shift that around now and say, I am a powerful healer and I draw people to me because of my life experiences and compassion. I trust in the unfolding of my gifts and perfect timing. Great, I love that. Plenty of clients and financially easy to help. More than enough satisfaction in healer and abundance. Good. High-paying clients who need healing, find me. I love that one, because what you're doing with that one is you're saying to the universe, hey, I'm out here ready to do my work. Send the clients my way. So that's a really powerful one. I'm successful and powerful as a healer with a thriving business, with total abundance and doing great things. Listen, I've been at this for 20 years. I stepped out of my corporate job at the worst possible time. My husband and I were both multi-figure, six-figure income earners. In 2000, I left my job, and then 3 months later, there was a dot-com bust, and my husband lost his job. And we had these 3 little babies. We had nannies and ourselves to support. And what I found is that when you step into your passion, when you step into your work, when you become serious about wanting to make a contribution and then doing what it takes, stepping in, learning, and committing to what it takes, the universe rewards you. It shows up. It leads the right people to you. I was so fortunate because my first few clients, they were networkers. They loved to share what was going on in their life, and they shared and shared and shared. The first 15 years, I never once marketed. Not once. Well, actually, I take that back. I marketed once. I went to some holistic fair, really didn't like it, and never did it again. And my multiple six-figure business was really grown on referrals. And just in the last few years, I started to market because my goal is to reach 1 million people. And I can only reach that if I help create more and more powerful healers in the world. All right. Ooh, I love this one. I am a wildly powerful light worker, healer, and coach who is divinely aligned with my soul purpose and mission to serve in light to elevate self and others. I attract clients ready and willing and able to pay for my services for their success and mine. I love that. You see how powerful that statement is. You need to step into it. So when you have an affirmation, what I want you to do is post it every day in your life. Either write it down, say it a few times a day, get connected to it, because this is the affirmation that's going to keep the energy aligned to what you want. You see, I cleared away any energetic blocks I saw so that you could step into this energy. All right, I have a question for you. What would be possible for you if you were able to confidently heal on all levels? What would open up for you? You can post in chat. You can talk to me if you want. You can take your speaker off mute. Oops. All right, I'm trying to get the chat down. Everything, Autumn says. This is so powerful. Scary, someone says. Freedom to flow. I love that. My soul, financial freedom, self-worth, value. I would be able to help others. Lisa, this is the one that you said you had such a yearning. I love that. I would leave my current job and continue to heal. I would be joyful. I would receive some amazing praises from people, and then the word will be out. I could help to heal the whole world to be more happy, healthy, and successful. I would be able to advance my business to the mind and soul level and not just the body. I love these. Look at what is possible for you. This is all possible. That's why we're here. It's about you being able to step into these possibilities. So if you're ready to increase your confidence as a healer, 10 times more, 100% more, if you want to create a sustainable business, if you want to have your clients become your biggest referral engine, then I want you to go to thejourneyofthehealer.com and fill out an application. Here's what I love. On this webinar, I have several students that are in Journey of the Healer right now. And they just keep soaking up more and more and more information. Because every time I speak it slightly different. Because I speak it because soul, I'm connected with the divine. It tells me how to share things. And I want you to have that opportunity in your life. So if you're ready to really make a commitment, and it's a commitment of time, it's a commitment of resources, and it's a commitment of your own growth. Because as some of my students will say, sometimes it's not so easy going on this journey, but it's always rewarding. Katie's saying, we are big sponges. Marianne's an amazing teacher. Thank you so much, Katie. Any of you that are in Journey of the Healer that would love to say something about your journey, feel free to take yourself off mute and speak in. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I can't tell you enough how honored I feel that I get to work with people that are stepping into their highest light, that are going for it, that are no longer living in the gap between what soul wants and where we are today. And sometimes the stretch is very stretchy, and it's stretchy for all of us, but that's what makes life so fascinating. That's what makes life so enjoyable. That's what makes our life so rewarding. So I have one final question for you. What would it be like for you to reach X amount of people? And you get to say it. So post it in the chat. What would it be like for you to reach X amount of people and really know that you're able to impact their life? And if you want that, go to thejourneyofthehealer.com and fill out an application. An application isn't a commitment. It just helps Laura and I figure out if you're really ready to join us, because we are putting together a powerhouse community and we'd love you to be a part of it. I'm just going to share. Linda's saying, no matter how long you've studied healing, there's so much more to learn. Jane saying, Marianne is a divine light and the absolute real deal. Thank you, Jane. Sign up. She came along in my life at the absolute right time for me to be me. I had healed physically and emotionally, and she opened up the energetic and spiritual self to feel confident and step fully into my role as a healer. Great. All right, guys, I actually have to jump. I have another group right after you that has been on a journey of empowering them for the last year and a half, empowering their vibe. It used to call Empower My Vibe, and it was a program that I really helped people get connected with their purpose and get aligned and shift their energy. And now a lot of them are in the Journey of the Healer. So if this was helpful, if you're excited, if you're intrigued, go to journeyofthehealer.com, fill out the application, and I'm so excited to be able to connect with you and have a conversation. And I know Laura is too. All right, everyone, have a fantastic day.